Is there water in your basement? Well, from that and foundation issues, there are causes to these that are not obvious to the untrained eye. So what will protect our home? Gutters. Yes, Doug Stacy is the president of Gutter Cover KC and joins us now with more. Good morning, Doug. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Thank you so. Yeah, I was just saying thank you so much
Yeah.
for being here. All right, so we have a really cool display that we're going to get to in just a little bit. But typically this time of year, we get a ton of rain from all of these thunderstorms. In turn, that affects our basement. So what can we do to avoid that problem?
Yeah, we do get a lot of rain, and it is not in the form of a light rain. It's usually a thunderstorm
Yes.
where we might get 1, 2, maybe even 3 inches of rain in a short period of time, making thousands of gallons of water that our house has to deal with. And so it's not uncommon for people to get water in their basement.
Yeah.
But you mentioned it, that a lot of times it's not caused from something obvious. Many times it's just the gutters aren't working properly. And so as that water comes down and gets next to the foundation and basement, it creates a huge amount of problems for people.
Absolutely.
And you know, if you look at a typical Kansas City home, a lot of times you'll see that water comes down from 2 or 3 different roof lines and it goes in, and then, but if you notice, sometimes there's staining on the front of the gutter.
Yeah.
And that's because that water has been pouring over the gutter and coming down next to the foundation. And you might not think that's a big deal, but it is a huge deal over time. And if you go into a house and you look in the basement, you'll see sometimes there'll be huge cracks that are in the walls that come maybe from the window all the way down to the floor. And you'll see water stains coming out of those as well. And that is because the gutters have been pouring over, creating a ton of pressure on that home's foundation. And so it's really important that that hydrostatic pressure from the roof and the gutters does not push those foundation walls, causing a lot of foundation damage. And that is expensive damage to fix as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, a person could spend 10, 20, maybe 50,000 or more in getting a foundation taken care of and repaired.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, and it's caused because they haven't been giving attention to the gutters.
All right, well, I'm definitely going to pay attention to my gutter. If I see the rain pouring over, I'm giving you a call. So what is the best way to keep gutters functioning correctly?
Well, first of all, you want to make sure that they stay clean. And if you have a lot of trees, that's tough to do. And so what we recommend is that a person invest in a product like Advantage Gutter Guard so that that water can go in, but keeps the gutters clean and free flowing.
Yeah.
The other thing that you want to make sure of is that your downspouts are in the right place and that the water is getting away from the home. We recommend that the water gets at least 10 feet away from the foundation, especially if you do not have a yard that slopes so that water can get away from the home.
Yeah.
And then you want to make sure too that the gutters are the proper size. You know, you might need 6-inch gutters, you may need 5-inch gutters. It really just depends on the amount of roof line that's coming into them.
I mean, I'm learning a lot about gutters right now. So how can you tell if your gutters are working correctly?
Well, you want to first walk around your house and look up, right? Are there stains on your gutters? Well, if there are, then that's probably they're clogged and they're overflowing. Also, you know, are there signs of water pooling around the foundation and the downspouts? Are they getting that water away? And as a company, we offer a free 22-point inspection for people where we'll come out and look at it, make sure that they're functioning right, and if they're not, we'll give you some recommendations.
All right, well, we like free here on Great Day KC. So how does Advantage Gutter Guard allow the water to get into the gutter? Tell us about that. Is that where this comes into play?
Yeah, absolutely. So you see that we've got a simulation of a pretty heavy rain.
Yeah.
And that water is coming around the nose of that and into the gutter. It functions off the principle of liquid adhesion. And we've actually had our product tested, and it does 3 times the amount of rainfall that a typical thunderstorm is going to produce. So that allows that water to get in and get away from the house, protect the foundation, and keep your basement dry.
And that's what we want to hear, protection and keeping the basements dry. And like you mentioned, I can see that from here, how the water is kind of going under, but definitely keeping that shield so that the leaves and all the debris will not get into the gutter. I really like that.
That keeps that clean, so it's kind of worry-free. once it's done.
Yes, I like that, worry-free. So remind us again, how do people get a free inspection?
Yeah, you can simply call our office, or you can get online at guttercoverkc.com and fill out a form, and we'll get out and get you inspected.
Awesome, Doug. Thank you so much for stopping by. You're going to save a lot of gutters here in Kansas City.
Thank you.
All right, now protect your home with Gutter Cover KC. For more on their services and how they can help you, visit guttercoverkc.com, or you can call the number listed right there on your screen.